Hi, my name is Mary Dixon, and I am in charge of the technical theater program here at Ironwood Bridge, as well as the normal theater program. In this class, you can take the class up to 4 years. Typically, I see mostly 9th graders in Tech 1. However, you can be a senior and take Tech 1. But usually we see 9th graders in Tech 1, 10th graders in Tech 2, 11th graders in Tech 3, and then seniors in Tech 4. But really, I see all kinds of ages in all of the classes. We also have an opportunity to take Tech Theater Internship, which is a class in my advanced class, where we do a little bit more in-depth stage management, building our sets, things like that. But typically in a tech theater class, we're learning a lot about safety because there are a lot of different power tools that are used in class. So safety is the most important. We learn safety, we learn basic building, how to build flats and platforms. This year I taught my tech students how to sew masks, and Sawyer is wearing hers that she made today. So we did a sewing unit, we'll learn lighting, basic sound, a little bit of rigging, a painting unit. So tech theater is a lot more than just building, which is something that a lot of people don't know. So we do learn quite a bit of things in this class that make our tech theater students pretty well-rounded. So Prince is going to talk a little bit more about Tech Theater Intern and that opportunity because he is a Tech Theater Intern in my class right now and has also taken Tech 1, 2, and 3. Yep. So take it away.
Thank you. As Ms. Dixon said, I'm Prince and I am a Tech Theater Intern in her advanced drama class. And so Tech Theater Intern is a built-in techie into a class, whether it be advanced drama, whether it be regular drama classes, or even a tech class. You're basically in charge of either guiding others, that if Ms. Dixon decides to, hey, I want them to learn from you, I'm in charge of guiding others through the process, as well as just taking over on building. And so if you meet the requirements, which is basically do Tech 1, Tech 2, and then you can move on to Tech Intern, or you can take the other course, go Tech 3, Tech 4, and that's all up to you. And another thing that's a benefit about being a Tech Intern is oftentimes you have free reign on how you want to approach a project. Because to be a Tech Intern, you do need to know your stuff. And at that point, if Ms. Dixon trusts you, she'll let you have free reign on the project. And then another thing I wanted to talk about was the building aspect of it. Overall building, you get to build sets ranging from 2 stories tall to sets that are about the size of this desk. And honestly, that's probably the most fun aspect for me. And as an incoming freshman next year, you'll be starting out with the small stuff about this size, or even like small little nitpicky things like homemade lamps. We've done lamps before. We've also done beds. Beds, they are difficult. And I will say, and there are also many other aspects to tech theater, and I'll hand that off to Sawyer to handle those parts.
Well, besides doing tech classes, you also get to help tech shows. So for the upcoming show that we're hoping to do, Matilda, we have the stage manager, the ASMs, which there's normally 2 of ASMs. You have lighting, you have spotlights, you have the board, running just sound in general. It's all different things, and there's jobs for anyone at any skill level. If you're just coming in, you can be a stagehand or a mic wrangler, and you get to grow in the program, and sooner or later you could be up to being a stage manager.
Yeah, so there are lots of opportunities to be involved. You can be involved in class, or you can be involved all of the time and be teching shows, as well as coming to build days and working with staff members and parents who are helping build that way. And you get to kind of find what your niche is and what you're good at tech-wise, whether that's stage management and charting the blocking, or lighting and lighting design, or sound and working on the soundboard, or spotlighting, anything like that. There's so many different facets for students to be good at and find their strengths with. So it's a well-rounded program. Most of the cuts that we make in this program are cross cuts, riff cuts, miter cuts, and the occasional bevel cut. But most of the time we're going to be making cross cuts and rip cuts. So if you are building a flat or a platform and you need to cut a 1x4 or a 2x4 in half, or cut a little bit off it, and you're going across the grain, you're going to be making a cross cut. And we use the miter saw for that. You could also use a circ saw for that, or you could use a jigsaw, but most of the time you're going to use the miter saw, and we'll show you that in a second. If you are cutting something with the grain, so long ways, you're going to be making a rip cut, and for that we use the table saw, or you could use the jigsaw or the circ saw, but much easier to use the table saw, because with some friends' help, you're able to just push that sheet of Luan or plywood through the table saw, keeps it straight, keeps it safe, and we have a very safe table saw. This is the jigsaw. This is what you're going to be using today. We use a jigsaw when we are doing things that need to cut curves or corners, anything that needs to be able to be manipulated this way rather than just a straight on cut. But let's go into the scene shop. So this is our table saw. This is the one we're making rip cuts on. Typically you have 3 people with you, 1 person that's pushing this way, and 2 people that are guiding these 2 ways. And you make the rip cuts just by pushing through. And the nice thing about our saw stop is that it actually senses electrical current from your skin. So if you ever had a finger that were to touch the blade, the saw blade actually drops down and breaks before even cutting you. So it's really nice. We haven't had to use that except cutting foam once, but we've never had to use that on a person, so that's really nice because we keep it safe. And then behind here, you have our miter saw, and this is what you're using to make miter cuts and cross cuts and bevel cuts. Depending, you can move your angles this way, or you can move them through the back like this, but this is the saw, wouldn't you say, that we use probably the most in this class.
Definitely.
Lots of other people call it a chop saw, but the technical term for it is the miter saw. So, these 2 saws we use a lot. We use something called a circ saw a lot, which has a blade like this that's circular that you can just zip through, or the jigsaw. And that's pretty much the saws that we use.
This is my newfound favorite tool. I learned quite a bit about it this year. So this is a speed square, that's what most people call it, and it's used for measuring angles, measuring short distances, making straight lines, and what we call plumb lines, which is when they're perfectly vertical up and down and they're straight. And so we can get started on drawing your initials first. You always want to, I personally like to do it in pencil first to make sure I get an accurate look, something I like, and then I go over it in Sharpie, and then I start the cutting. Alright.
So I would, just for the sake of time, probably leave it as just a blank block, rather than.
No, it's fine. You can,
You can leave it like that.
Okay. That's the benefit of pencil. Just line it up, on top of the wood. And then squeeze in until you think it's tight enough. Alrighty.
Great.
And so now, if you want to grab the jigsaw, be careful with it. And you want to line it up. So, which line are you going to cut? You want to point to me?
Yeah.
Yep, the outside. Watch. Yep, there you go. And place your hand on the outside of this board, not too close, to make sure it doesn't bounce. And back your saw up just a teeny bit. Start your blade. Good, not bad. That's good for your first time. I've seen a lot of kids that can't even handle the pressure of cutting. It is a scary thing if
or
you're
get
not ready
nervous
for it.
like halfway through a cut, and then that's when it gets stuck in your wood. So
yeah, you never want to get nervous. Just be confident in what you're doing, and just like you did, just keep going at it.